Two men make a wish in front of a statue that they could live each other's lives. Suddenly, the world went dark. The two men switched souls. Mickey was awakened by the sound of a baby crying. If it isn't David's wife, Annie. When he passed the mirror, he was puzzled. He saw David in the mirror. David woke up and was confused. When he saw himself outside the door, he realized they had switched souls. They drove over there immediately. The statue had been moved overnight. They asked where the statue was, but they said they didn't know. They went back to the street office, but the street office said they didn't know. The two of them had to live their own lives. But Mickey couldn't even answer the questions. The client's questions. Eventually, the client was pissed off. And David realized that Mickey had a strange job. He was so scared, he ran for his life. At night, the two of them asked about the work. And it turns out, both sides had screwed up the job. They hoped the statue would be found soon. The men accidentally swapped souls. They both experienced their own lives. The baby woke up in the middle of the night. Mickey rushed to check on him, but he found the baby hungry and bumping into the bed. He took him to the kitchen with one hand, but he didn't know how to feed them. So he called David for help, only to find the baby playing with a blender. He was so scared that he rushed over to carry the baby. Then he found Big Boy playing with a knife. The next moment, the knife flew straight at him. Luckily, nothing serious happened. Just when he was about to coax Big Baby, he found Little Boy playing with the socket. He was so scared. The next day, David rushed back to see his wife. And then he taught Mickey all kinds of manners. David took his first nap. He went to the aquarium and went karting. He was happy as a baby. Mickey's father came to David. He wanted David to talk to Mickey and make him feel less hostile towards his stepmother. Mickey decided to prove it while he could. He began to take responsibility for his father's identity. The two men quickly adapted to each other's lives. The two men accidentally swapped souls. Suddenly, they could change back. But both men decided to change back one day later. Mickey succeeded in getting the program back. And David went to a baseball game with Lena. It rained in the middle of the game. He took Lena back to Mickey's house. He suddenly realized that he shouldn't have cheated on his wife. Mickey was rewarded. But it wasn't him. He didn't realize that David had arrived. David went up and kissed his wife. His co-workers looked on in awe. Then the two of them headed to the statue's new location. And when they found it, Mickey thought, "I don't want to do this." David went straight to the bathroom. Mickey had to go with him. And then the security guard spotted them. Once again, the power went out at the mall. When the power came back on, there were only a few people left. David was so happy to see his wife. Mickey was awakened by a knock at the door. It was Lena. He apologized to Lena. Then he went to his father's wedding. These days, he's had a lot of interchanges. He realized the responsibility and loneliness of fatherhood.